Welcome, dear listener, to our exploration of what lies beyond thoughts and how this understanding can lead you to a superior awakening. Today, we will explore the profound depths of our inner world, going beyond the surface level of our thinking to discover the essence that truly defines our existence. In this first segment, we'll discuss the nature of thoughts and the landscape they create within us. Thoughts are the constant chatter that fills our minds from the moment we wake up until we fall asleep. They range from the mundane, like planning our day, to the complex, such as questioning the nature of reality. But have you ever wondered what exists beyond this incessant stream? What realm lies just out of reach of our mental processes? Understanding this begins with recognizing the nature of thought itself. Thoughts are inherently transient. They come and go, ebbing and flowing like the tides of the ocean. They are not solid or permanent. However, despite their fleeting nature, thoughts have a profound impact on our perception of reality. They shape our beliefs, influence our emotions, and dictate our reactions. But if we can step back from our thoughts, if we can observe them without attachment, we begin to perceive the space in which these thoughts occur. This space is consciousness, vast, expansive, and untainted by the thoughts themselves. Consciousness is like the sky, while thoughts are like clouds. Sometimes the clouds are sparse and the sky appears clear. Other times they cover the sky completely. Yet, no matter how dense the clouds, the sky remains unchanged. Similarly, no matter how intense our thoughts, our underlying consciousness remains pure and unaltered. Now, let's consider this. If you can observe your thoughts, who is the observer? This question directs us towards the understanding of our true self, beyond the mind. This self is not a thought or a cluster of thoughts. It is the observer of those thoughts, a presence that is fundamentally separate from the mental activities it witnesses. In practical terms, how can we experience this space beyond thoughts? One effective method is through meditation. Meditation allows us to slow down the stream of thoughts and gradually detach from them. It teaches us to rest in the awareness of the moment, without judgment or engagement with the thoughts that arise. Over time, this practice deepens our connection to consciousness, and we start to experience moments of clarity and peace that are untouched by the turmoil of our thoughts. But why is this important? Living from a place of awareness rather than being lost in thought brings a profound shift in how we experience life. It allows us to respond to situations with greater calmness, clarity, and compassion. We become less reactive to the external world and more aligned with our true nature, which is serene and untroubled. As we close this first part of our discussion, I invite you to reflect on your own thought patterns. Notice how they influence your emotions and behaviors. Begin to observe them as if you were a neutral witness. This simple act of observation is the first step towards experiencing the vastness of consciousness that lies beyond thoughts, awakening the watcher within, cultivating the silent observer for profound self-realization. In our second segment, we will delve into the concept of the silent observer and how cultivating this aspect of our being can lead to profound insights and an enriched life experience. This exploration is crucial in our journey towards a superior awakening, as it encompasses the essence of who we truly are beyond our mental narratives. The silent observer refers to the part of us that witnesses everything internally and externally without judgment or attachment. It is the core of our consciousness, the true self that observes emotions, thoughts, and sensations. Understanding and connecting with this observer can profoundly alter our perception of ourselves and the world around us. To deepen this connection, we must first acknowledge that our thoughts do not define us. They are merely tools that our mind uses to interpret and navigate the world. However, they often tend to overrun our mental landscape, leaving little room for the awareness of the observer. To shift this balance, we need to practice mindfulness. Mindfulness is the practice of maintaining a moment-by-moment awareness of our thoughts, feelings, bodily sensations, and the surrounding environment. It also involves acceptance, meaning we pay attention to our thoughts and feelings without judging them, without believing, for instance, that there's a right or wrong way to think or feel in a given moment. Imagine you are sitting by a busy road, and each vehicle represents a thought. Mindfulness is not about stopping the traffic. It's about sitting by the roadside, observing the traffic without getting involved. You do not chase after the cars, nor do you run from them. You simply watch them pass by. This is how we begin to disentangle our sense of self from our thoughts and start identifying with the silent observer. Practically, you can enhance this skill through daily meditation. Start with just 5 minutes a day, sitting quietly, breathing deeply, and observing your thoughts as they come and go. As you practice, you'll notice periods of silence between thoughts. These moments might be brief, but they are profound. In these gaps, the silent observer resides, pure, peaceful, and powerful. This leads us to an important realization. The peace we seek is always present, merely obscured by the chatter of our minds. By cultivating the silent observer, we not only find peace but also gain access to intuition and wisdom that thoughts alone cannot provide. This deeper intuition can guide our decisions and actions in more aligned and fulfilling ways. Furthermore, embracing the role of the silent observer helps us in our interactions with others. By observing without attachment, we listen better, understand deeper, and react more compassionately. We become less likely to project our narratives onto others or to react defensively. Before we move on, consider this. How often do you feel overwhelmed by your thoughts? Could it be that you are identifying too closely with the traffic of your mind rather than with the serenity of the observer? Reflect on how shifting this identification could change your experience of stress or conflict. As we conclude this part, let's prepare to dive deeper into how we can live from the space of the silent observer and the transformative changes it can bring into our lives. Embracing liberation, the art of detachment in contemporary living. In this third segment, we delve into the transformational power of detachment. Embracing detachment is a pivotal step in our spiritual journey, allowing us to experience the world more fully and authentically. This concept, often misunderstood, does not mean disinterest or avoidance of engagement with life. Rather, it is about engaging more fully without being emotionally entangled by the outcomes. Detachment is essentially about freeing ourselves from the clutches of our desires and fears, which are often the roots of our thoughts. When we cling to specific outcomes, our happiness becomes contingent upon circumstances that are frequently beyond our control. This conditional happiness is precarious and fleeting. Detachment, on the other hand, offers a pathway to a more stable and profound joy, grounded in being rather than having. One might wonder, how can we cultivate such detachment? The practice starts with understanding that our attachments are not just to physical things but also to ideas, beliefs, and expectations. Observing these attachments without judgment is the first step. By recognizing them, we start to loosen their hold over us. This doesn't happen overnight but is a gradual process of returning to the present moment and our observer self, which we discussed in our previous segment. Next, we must learn to embrace uncertainty. Life is inherently unpredictable, yet we often expend a great deal of energy trying to control outcomes. Embracing uncertainty involves shifting our focus from trying to control the external world to mastering our internal responses. This mastery is not about suppression or denial, but about acknowledging our emotions and thoughts, while remembering that we have the choice not to be governed by them. Consider this. When you watch a sunset, do you try to hold on to it or change it? Most likely, you simply experience it, enjoying the beauty without attachment because you know it is transient. Life can be approached in the same way. Each moment, whether joyous or challenging, can be experienced fully, but without the grasping that leads to suffering. Living from this place of detachment enhances our relationships as well. Without the heavy chains of expectation on how others should be or how they should treat us, we can offer our true presence. We relate to others from a place of love and acceptance, not neediness or dependency. This shift profoundly impacts our interactions, making them richer and more authentic. Now let's apply this to a practical scenario. Imagine you are working on a project that is significant to you. Instead of being solely fixated on the success or failure of the project, you focus on giving your best effort, learning and adapting as you go. This approach not only reduces anxiety and fear of failure, but also opens you up to enjoying the process itself, regardless of the outcome. As we wrap up this third part, reflect on areas of your life where you might benefit from practicing detachment. How might your experience change if you were less attached to specific outcomes and more immersed in the journey itself? As we prepare to explore the final dimensions of our journey beyond thoughts in the next segment, consider how the practice of detachment could serve as a gateway to deeper peace and fulfillment, harmonizing eternal truths with daily existence. A journey to conscious living. In this final segment, let us explore the integration of timeless wisdom into everyday life. This part of our journey is about applying the profound insights gained from understanding what lies beyond thoughts to our daily actions and interactions. It's about living a life that is not only aware, but also deeply connected to the true essence of our being. To integrate the timeless wisdom of our true nature into everyday life, we must first recognize that each moment offers an opportunity for practice. Whether we are washing dishes, engaging in conversation, or simply walking, every activity can be a meditative practice, bringing us back to our silent observer. This constant practice helps stabilize the awareness of our deeper self beyond the fluctuations of the mind. Let's consider mindfulness in communication as a practical application. When speaking with others, try to remain fully present. Listen deeply rather than preparing your next response while the other person is speaking. This not only improves the quality of your interactions, but also reinforces your practice of being the observer, not getting lost in reactive thought patterns. Furthermore, integrating this wisdom involves recognizing the interconnectedness of all life. This understanding can profoundly change how we interact with the environment and those around us. We start to act out of a sense of responsibility and compassion rather than from selfish motives. Every choice, from the products we buy to the way we use resources, becomes a reflection of our inner state of consciousness. Another key aspect is gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful practice that shifts our focus from what we lack to the abundance that is already present. It aligns us with the simplicity of being and brings joy and satisfaction that are not contingent on external circumstances. Each day, take a few moments to reflect on what you are grateful for. This could be as simple as a meal, a moment of connection with someone, or the beauty of a sunny day. This practice deepens our connection to the present moment and enhances our sense of well-being. Now, let's touch upon the concept of service. True service is an expression of our deepest understanding of life. When we serve, we do not simply help others as separate beings. We act from the recognition of our shared essence. Service becomes a natural expression of our realization that giving and receiving are not different but aspects of the same oneness. Look for opportunities to serve in your community, whether through volunteering, offering your skills, or simply extending kindness and understanding to those around you. As we conclude our discussion, it is important to remember that the journey beyond thoughts is not linear, nor confined to moments of meditation or reflection. It is a continuous unfolding, an ever-deepening understanding that permeates every aspect of our lives. Reflect on this. How might your life change if you lived every moment from the awareness of your true self? How would this shift impact your relationships, your work, and your overall sense of peace? Thank you for joining me in this exploration of what lies beyond thoughts. The journey towards a superior awakening is a profound and rewarding path, filled with insights and transformations that enrich not only our own lives but also the world around us. Let us carry this wisdom forward, embracing each moment with awareness, compassion, and a deep sense of connection to all that is.